Hello everyone, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. My name's Addie, I'm the camp director, and I just wanted to first congratulate you all on having such wonderful students and on their acceptance to UT Prep. So we wanted to make this video to introduce you to the program, to tell you some information about what you might expect, and basically to make you feel as confident as possible so that by day one you are absolutely ready to bring your student to camp and they feel excited and confident that they will succeed. So first I wanted to talk a little bit about who we are. We are UTeach in the College of Natural Sciences. So UTeach is a teacher preparation program. We teach teachers how to teach in a hands-on, inquiry-driven, project-based way. We prepare math teachers, science teachers, computer science teachers, and we're very good at this. We're actually being replicated at over 50 universities nationwide. And so UTeach Outreach is the community outreach portion of UTeach. That's our tagline right there, changing the world one future scientist, engineer, and mathematician at a time, starting with your student. We do this through school year programs like the outreach course and after school clubs. We do community events like Explore UT and Girl Day. And of course, we have summer camps. So we decided to create the summer camps because we realized that students can lose up to 60% of the knowledge learned in the previous school year over the summer break. And that's not fair because the students work so hard during the year to learn what they know. And so we decided to create UT Prep because we want their brains to be big and strong. We believe that intelligence is the fact that your brain can get smarter and stronger with new learning. We are really big into growth mindset. No one is born with a fixed intelligence. No one is born with fixed abilities. Anyone can change their ability or their knowledge just with some effort. And that's a value we really try to instill in all 4 levels of UT Prep and beyond. So this summer, your student will be entering into UT Prep 1. So 5 weeks long, hopefully they like it, they do well, and then that next school year, if they keep their grades up, then they'll be invited back to UT Prep 2 in summer 2021, then to Prep 3, then to Prep 4, and then following their completion of Prep 4, we work with them to make sure that they're taking dual credit courses, advanced high school courses, they're serving internships, they are volunteering, they're getting research opportunities, advanced academic opportunities, and also have enough support to go through the college application process and select the right college for them. This program is long-term and intensive. It's 5 weeks long, 8 hours a day, 4 days per week, and your student will probably have homework 1 to 2 times per week. And the reason for this is that we're actually accredited by the Texas Education Agency, or TEA. So every level of UT Prep counts for 1 high school CTE, or Career Technical Education credit. A little later on in this video, we'll discuss the credit a little bit more and how you go about claiming that credit. But for now, I just wanted to pause and let you know that the students are not only going to be studying, working really hard, they'll be doing that, but they will also do a lot of other things because we know that they're children and they're excited, and we really want to fuel that excitement over the summer. That being said, your student will do more than just studying into books all day long without looking up from the page, right? We're going to explore, discover, and create, invent, engineer, and solve problems, work as teams, build our own projects, do projects with groups, participate in real-world lab experiences, be real scientists, display our research, swim, play sports, and go globaling, play games, go on field trips, tour labs and visit with scientists, make new friends. And we think that the thing that makes us stand out the most is the immensely high quality of everything that we do. Like I mentioned before, we're a nationally recognized teacher preparation program, so we benefit from that and the wonderful instructors that come to teach in our program. We have wonderful teaching, amazing UT student interns. We also benefit from a lot of on and off campus partnerships. So companies such as Silicon Labs and Intel, dormitories, different departments here on campus, they all work together to both give input into our curriculum to make sure that it's relevant to current industry standards, but also to provide really wonderful and enriching experiences for our students during the summer. We have amazing district partners. These are just a couple of the partners that will be contributing to this summer's camp. And we also have great support from the community. So these are all of the funders, both in kind and financial, that have supported the program in the past and who we hope to bring on board for this year as well. There are 4 main classes that students in Prep 1 take. So the first is mathematical problem solving. I mentioned earlier in the presentation that on the first day of camp, your student will be sorted into a mathematical problem solving level, and this will in turn determine their class number. So this course is really meant to build on the math that they've learned in the previous year of school. And then it's also meant to accelerate them to make sure that they're doing really well in their next math course or potentially even skipping a level. Logic is wonderful. So they're learning truth tables, elementary set theory. This is really awesome critical thinking skills that is easily transferable to any sort of coding, programming, anything like that. We also do a civil and electrical engineering course. So part of that, the civil engineering part, is in one in which they build bridges. They learn about forces, engineering design, speed and velocity, and then they're also doing an electrical engineering component in which they're using C++ to program projects that they build themselves. And then the last course is college and career awareness, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a couple of slides. In Prep 2, they move into the next level of mathematical problem solving. They do physics along with another electrical engineering component, as well as algebraic structures. In Prep 3, they get more into the S of STEM or science. So they're doing research and inquiry, they're learning statistics using RStudio, they're learning technical writing, and this culminates in a college level research poster and research paper. And Prep 4, they basically learn all of the computer science knowledge they'd need to pass the AP Computer Science exam. They also have an advanced engineering component in which they're designing a prototype using CAD, learning how to use soldering equipment, 3D printers, laser cutters to create their advanced engineering product, and then coding it as well. So in summary, by the end of your students' time with us, they will have completed a challenging academic program. They'll have prepared early for science, technology, engineering, and math or STEM careers. They'll have developed higher critical thinking skills, strengthen their potential, learn with hands-on, relevant, and engaging activities, and most of all, they will have had fun. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're actually going to talk about logistics. We tentatively have no camp on July 6th through 8th. We always have a 1 week break around the 4th of July in between camp every year, and that's really dependent on what week our district partners are off. So we think it'll be the 6th through 8th, but if we find out that it's different, we'll be sure to shoot you an email and then also check in with you in late spring to make sure that we're on the same page regarding camp dates. This is a link to the UT Campus map. It's a really wonderful tool for you to use. It's posted on our website, and I'll show you where in just a second. But I did want to give you this little screenshot. So this is the area of campus that we'll basically be in for most of the program. So Dean Keaton to 24th Street is where we'll be. And Prep 1 is really usually centered around RLM and Welch. Sometimes we're in RLP or even UTC, which is down on 21st. But for the most part, this is where we'll be. In a typical day, your student will have 4 different courses that we discussed earlier. So they'll be in those courses for about an hour and a half. And then after their second period class, which in this example is engineering, we'll lead them to walk through a food truck to grab their lunch. They'll walk to their third period class. They'll have about 20 minutes to eat, and then they'll begin instruction for third period. Students are really encouraged to self-regulate just like college students would. So they have water bottles. We encourage them to drink often and fill up their water bottles whenever they can. They can carry snacks around with them. Really, it's just whenever they're hungry, they should eat. Whenever they're thirsty, they should drink as long as they're not in a lab setting. And we really encourage that throughout the day. College and career time is really special, so it can be one of many options. It can include tutoring or enrichment time. It can also include a college readiness lesson, which at this age, it's really more about stress management and about organization. Team building games, sports at Gregory Gym, lab tours, career speakers, or on-campus field trips. Prep 1 also goes on an off-campus field trip to Silicon Labs. It's a really wonderful opportunity. So they go down to the Silicon Labs campus on Cesar Chavez. They get to explore the engineering research labs, and many different engineers talk them through what they're researching. And then they're also led through a circuits activity, which you can see on the right, also by Silicon Labs engineers. Please do also hold July 23rd from 8 to 4 p.m. This is when our graduation ceremony and student work showcases will happen. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to come to campus, see all the hard work that your student has put in during the summer, meet their friends, meet their instructors, and enjoy exploring campus with them. Invitations with specific class times will be sent home in June. These invitations will also have instructions for parking because we will validate your parking for this event as well. This is our UT Prep 1 page, which probably looks a little familiar because this is where you access the application to apply to Prep 1. And I wanted to show this to you again because this is where you'll access your student's class website. So I mentioned earlier that your student will be assigned a class number and they'll be sorted into a problem-solving level following their day 1 placement test. So this class number will be communicated to you via email during that first week, and it will also be listed at the top of your student's weekly newsletter. After you know their class number, you'll then be able to view their class website. So this is what it'll look like when you go to their class website. So it'll say, welcome to UT Prep 1 Class 5 homepage if your student's in Class 5. We post weekly newsletters digitally here. Your student will also take home a printed copy as well. You'll see the celebration invitations appear up here along with maps to get around campus. These, again, will also be sent home printed in June. This is a link to the logistics page, so it will list bus schedules, lunch menus, phone numbers that you might need, and then all of your students' staff. So all the staff that interacts with your student on a day-to-day basis, you can actually click on them, see pictures of them, read their bios. This right here is a Flickr album. So you'll be able to click through pictures specifically of your student's class, see what they're doing during the day, and hopefully bring it up during dinner or during the weekend to just kind of start conversations about what's going on at prep. The last part of the website will be your students' college and career awareness day-by-day schedule. So you'll be able to see whether they're going swimming on Tuesday or they're going on a dorm tour Wednesday. You'll be able to see specifically what's happening during each day in that college and career awareness course. Now I'm going to take you one level out to our homepage for summer camps. If you scroll a little bit down on the page, you'll see this kind of collection of 4 different boxes. If you click on program data, you'll be able to see historical infographics dating all the way back to 2015. If you want to explore, you can. Basically, they just give an overview of the number of graduates that we've been able to have complete the program, different demographic information, as well as pre and post test normalized gains, which is really important. If you go ahead and click on the program or accelerated pathway button, this graphic will appear. It's basically how UT Prep curriculum aligns with in-school time curriculum. So you can take a look at that at your leisure. And I did want to make a quick note about high school credit. So I mentioned earlier in the presentation that each level of UT Prep is accredited to count as 1 high school CTE credit. So by the end of all 4 years at UT Prep, your student will have earned 4 high school CTE credits, which is all the elective credit needed to earn a STEM endorsement on your student's transcript. We do recommend that you wait until your student's junior year to decide whether or not you claim the credit. The decision is completely yours. At graduation, you'll get a transcript when your student walks across the stage. It will show the PEIMS number, show the credit number, and show the status of the credit, so whether your student passed or failed the course. And this is all you'll need to bring to your high school counselor and say, hey, I want to put this on my transcript. The only potential downfall to that would be if your student is taking all 5.0 weighted courses. Say they're taking all AP courses, IB courses, and those are weighted on a 5.0 scale. And in your district, CTE credits are weighted on a 4.5 or 4.0 weighted scale. Depending on how that's applied to your student's GPA and depending on what grade point average they already have in their high school courses, claiming a credit could potentially lower your student's GPA. So I just want to make sure that y'all are making the most informed decision possible. And I think that waiting till junior year to decide would be the best way to do that. Back to our overall summer camp website. If you click on logistics and program info, that's where all of the bus schedules will be posted, all the phone numbers again, and all of the lunch menu so that you can plan for whether or not your student's going to bring their own lunch on specific days. I did want to make a quick note about transportation. So each district provides transportation for students in their district only. So if your student goes to Austin ISD, they can ride Austin ISD buses. Del Valle, same thing. As we add more district partners on, we'll post them on our website and also let you know, and we'll also make you aware of those bus stops and post them on that logistics page. For carpooling, if your student is not going to be taking the bus or just even needs help getting to and from the bus stops, we'll be making transportation phone calls in March and April. And during those phone calls, we'll say, hi, did you see that these are the new bus stops? Do you have your student's phone number? Do you know where to find the class websites? And also, do you know how your student is getting to and from camp over the summer? And then we'll ask you if you do need help setting up
carpools, and we'll be happy to help with that process. For those of you driving your students to and from camp, we will be using Winship Circle as our pickup and drop-off point. So drop-off will be between 7:45 and 8 a.m. Right at 8 a.m., we're going to line up and we're going to walk to our first period class. So if you are running a little bit late, what you'll do is you'll call the camp phone to let us know that you're going to be running a little late. And the person on the other end of that phone, which will either be Louisa or the Prep 1 supervisor, they'll let you know, hey, they're going to go to RLM or they're going to go to RLP. And that's when you'll use that awesome UT campus map to find that building, park in a loading zone, park at metered parking on Dean Keaton, and then walk your student to their first period class. We do not have the staff to meet you somewhere, just specifically to walk your student to their first period class. Just based on youth protection program requirements and on our own requirements for student safety, we have to have a minimum of 2 staff members to walk just one student across campus. And so when you're talking about a program that has 400 students in it, it's just not possible to provide staffing to walk late arrivals. So we really appreciate your help with that. Pickup will be from 4 to 4:15 p.m. And then after 4:15, there will be a $70 late fee charge. Again, for that purpose, we have to pay 2 staff members to stay with your student. And that's literally just recouping our costs if you are 30 minutes late, essentially. Okay, so this is a close-up of Winship Circle. So you can approach it from a couple different ways. If you're coming from the north, you'll be on Dean Keaton, and you'll be able to turn right or left onto Sanjak. If you're coming from the south, you'll be on MLK, and again, you'll be able to turn right or left. So you'll take Sanjak all the way until you hit this intersection. So it's 23rd Street and Sanjak, and then you'll turn into Winship Circle on this side of the circle. So you'll turn in, you'll go all the way around, and we will be all along this edge with clipboards waving you down. So you'll come all the way, if there's no one in the circle, you'll come all the way to our first drop-off or pickup point, which is right here. Once you get there, you will put your foot on the brake. We will come to your window with a clipboard. You'll sign your student out, and then your student will exit the vehicle and you'll leave. So we are not allowed to park. You're not allowed to exit the vehicle. UT Parking and Transportation Services is really strict about this, and we really want to keep our privileges to do pickup and drop off at this amazing big circle, which is the only one like it on campus. So really, we take this very seriously. Do not exit your vehicle. If you have a question or you want to talk to me or you want to talk to an instructor, this is not the time. Give us a call, shoot us an email, but this is definitely not the time. And if you get out of the car, I don't care what you're telling me, I will ask you to get back in the car and give me a call, okay? I just have to protect these privileges. So you'll come all the way around. And one thing I did want to point out too, these are pedestrian crosswalks. So we are not allowed to block these either. So usually there's about room for 2 cars to fit right here. There's a pickup drop-off point right in the middle of the crosswalks, and then the rest of the circle is filled as well. In the afternoon, when you're coming around the circle and you see your student is sitting right here, it doesn't matter. Please still pull up all the way around the circle. Your student will be able to walk to your car, and we will still meet you at your car with a clipboard and help your student get into your vehicle. As a reminder, you will need to bring, you or anyone else who's picking up your student will need to bring a photo ID that matches the description that we have in your application, or one that you've sent us via email. And you can feel free to email us as many times as you want. We just want to make sure that pickup list is accurate. And it needs to be any photo ID with just a number that matches our records, and that's what we'll check every time. Another note that I did want to make, if you're coming up or down San Jacinto and you see that there's a car here, which often happens at afternoon pickup, please do not block the intersection by trying to turn in. Please do not block the flow of traffic here. It's not cool. So you have 2 options for when this happens. Your first option, and what I would probably do, is I would turn on De Las Dodds. This will take you past the stadium, then you can take a left, and you'll see the LBJ school. You'll marvel at its beauty, all good. You'll turn back onto Dean Keaton, and then you can try again on San Jacinto. That's what I would do personally, and then you can join the queue once the line has died down. Another option is just out of the frame, very close to this intersection, there are a lot of parking spaces. So these parking spaces are reserved for UT permit holders, but no one's here in the summer. And so if you just want to get into a space, stay in your car, and just kind of hang out until you see the queue die down, and then you could pull out and join it. That's perfectly acceptable too. But I do have to issue a fair warning. If you leave your car, you probably will get a ticket. Again, this is the UT Campus map, so you can click here and you can see Winship Circle, see all the streets to get there, see how you would get there from Mopac if you had to on 24th Street. So this is a great resource once again. This is the contact information you might need. So the camp phone for Prep 1 is going to be the 749-618 phone number. The backup emergency phone number is the 471-4992, which is where you'll reach Louisa and where we will be making transportation phone calls from during March and April. Again, you can also shoot us an email at summercamps@uth.utexas.edu. If what you're calling us about isn't urgent, doesn't have to be taken care of right then or right that day, we really do prefer that you send us an email so that way we can leave these phone lines open for emergencies that do or could come up. Another note about phones. So student cell phones are collected during their first class period, and then we'll return them during the last class period. They're locked up in a locked drawer in a locked office during the day, so they're very secure. If your student needs to call you or you need to get in touch with them, that's what our camp phones are for. So we'll get them the camp phone. They can call you using that, or you can call the Prep 1 supervisor and they'll get you in contact with your student. We really want to encourage eye contact and small talk and all of those awesome soft skills in our students. So making sure that they're able to sort of interact with their peers and also with instructors and interns without needing to have their cell phone on them. Austin ISD will be providing a lunch food truck. So it's kind of a bento box form. They'll pull up at Winship Circle. We'll walk all the classes through the line. We'll also provide breakfast bars and snacks during the day. And we also do ask that you send a water bottle on day 1. We are working to get funding for providing water bottles, but even if we do provide a water bottle on day 1, there won't be time to clean them. They're just gonna have to take them home and clean them to use them the following day. So please do just send a water bottle on day 1 just in case. Okay, so in the event of an emergency, the first thing that we'll do, of course, is make sure that all of our students are safe. Once your students are safe, their mentor teachers will distribute their phones so that you can get in contact with them and they can get in contact with you. If for some reason the phones are locked up at another building or we don't have access to them, then the mentor teachers, instructors, and interns who are with your student at the time will let them use their phones just so they can check in with you and let you know that they're okay. After all of our students are safe, we will shoot out a tweet. It'll be generic, but it will make you aware that we know what's going on and that we're taking steps to protect our students. And then once everyone is secure, once the tweet has been sent, then we will shoot you an email kind of giving updates as things are happening. And then, of course, after the event is over, after it's all clear, we'll shoot you another email just so that you know that everything's good, everyone's safe, and that we are going to be continuing instruction. I did really fast also want to plug opportunities for volunteering. So we are always looking for interactive speakers or tours. So if you're in tech or science or math or anything relatively STEMmy, we really would love to have you come speak at our program or to give a tour of your office or your lab. We also always need help with fundraising as well as obtaining snacks. So if you want to help, want to volunteer, or want to learn more about how you can help, just feel free to send us an email and we'd love to have you join the team.
Finally, wanted to end this presentation with a bit of a warning. So this is one of our favorite quotes: intelligence, not because you think you know everything without questioning, but rather because you question everything you think you know. So we are really going to try to instill this value in our students, make sure that they're questioning everything, why it works, why things are the way they are. And I did want to just tell you that it's a good thing. Questioning is what makes them good scientists, engineers, voters, parents, people. And so this is a really good thing. And we really hope that you encourage it at home. It's not challenging you. They're not trying to be annoying. If you have to set office hours for questions like my mom did, that's understandable, we get it. But I do want to let you know that it is a really good thing. And I hope that you try to encourage that at home during the summer. That is the end of the presentation. Again, we're changing the world one future scientist, engineer, mathematician at a time. Thank you for sharing your student with us this summer. We're really excited to meet all of you and all of them on June 15th. As always, if you have any questions that come up, again, I'm Addie, I'm the camp director, and Luisa Guerra has been at answering a lot of your emails. She's our administrative associate, so you can get in contact with both of us, either by calling us at 512-471-4992 or by shooting us an email at summercamps.uth.utexas.edu. Thanks, and we'll see you on June 15th.